You see this question happening about who really owns the customer,
Yeah.
all right?
The customer relationship.
Also,
because you cannot own the customer.
you can own the customer. It's a good point. When I mean own the customer in this case is that let's land the customer. And of course, you have the land and expand, right? So every time I talk about the land and expand model of SaaS, I explain to them, they say, that's typical CRM, that's typical customer relationship management. You own the relationship, or at least you try to, right? And essentially, there are very distinct roles for each. So you should also understand that when you have legacy companies, right, it's very hard for them to let go of the fact that you need sales everywhere, right? And COVID was a great wake-up call for a lot of companies, especially leaders, who suddenly said, well, my salespeople don't need to be visiting all the time. They have to become smarter about how they actually go talk to customers, right? And you see more and more companies buying into the, when I mean I'm talking about senior people buying into the idea that we should be looking at more marketing automation, email campaigning. AI, of course, is a big topic right now. How do we use all this? But there's awareness, there's willingness to work with marketing more. But I think you will still see that if push comes to shove, unfortunately, when times get tough, guess what gets cut first? Unfortunately, it's the marketing budgets. So there, I think there is still some way to go. But as I said, even when I'm saying this, I'm generalizing. There are companies that are way ahead. And what you'll also see is that you will have one or two small divisions. So for example, one company that I'm talking to actually has a demand generation center for the whole world sitting in Bangalore, in India, right? So they're operating in 180 plus countries, but they're actually using a particular software and email marketing automation kind of stuff to actually generate leads in different parts of the world. Now, the question is, in this case, these are with what they call an installed base, that is already existing customers, right? In terms of acquisition, right now, one company that I know, actually not now, this person that I'm talking to was way ahead. And he was talking about how he could show to his boss that just by following up on the leads coming on your website, this was even before marketing automation was a big thing. Just by looking at leads and following up on the leads coming on your website, he could pay for his team of marketeers, which is 4 people, right? Following up on the leads. But the problem there was the leads were handed over to sales and sales did not follow up on them, right? And that's always the challenge that you have. And having a CRO function should be able to get rid of that. But that hopefully in a few years' time, you're going to have that. You're going to have now, you have things like VP of Sales and Marketing, which is the closest to that.
But isn't that amazing? Because when we started the company, you were talking about 2008. That's the year we started with the company. And Fabric in our logo, in our name, actually talks about that making sales and marketing one. That was the whole premise.
Yeah.
And yet we are here 2024, so many years later, and sales and marketing alignment still is an area where a lot of companies are struggling with, or let me even say, underestimating the importance. Yeah. And it is something the CEO pushes down to his lieutenants, the VP of sales, VP marketing.